Welcome everyone to an LOD special, the retro perspective. Yes, I am back. Yes, I found time to actually do this show, and as you can tell by the title, it is the Xbox 360 special. On the one, not the previous one, because I'm sure when this goes out, the one with Annoyed Vern has come along. But when we did the show with Stubbs, we all took turns to talk about our Xbox 360 experience, the legacy it's left on us. And I just felt like that when it was my turn, I didn't give it its justice. Now, yes, I'm actually currently wearing the same top from that show, but I assure you it's been washed. I haven't just been stuck here since then. But yeah, I thought I've got a bit of time. Heather and Hunter are watching Strictly, not my cup of tea. I thought I'd come by and swing at the fences and just see what I can do in regards to the retro perspective, and whether I could record the whole show here or whether I could just record like a segment here or something. It'll be beneficial because I really want to keep doing something like this. You'll also notice that if you're watching on the video side of the podcast, the background is a little bit different than what you usually see. I usually kind of go on Zoom's like green screen and just have like a brick wall behind me. But no, I'm using Streamlabs for this one. I will get into Xbox 360 talk in a minute, I promise. I'm just using Streamlabs for this one. I don't have a background. I don't have a green screen. I don't have anything like fancy schmancy. I just literally have my little out cave of where I do my gaming mostly, or where I do my recording. And I'm just thought I thought sod it. We'll just click record and just see how it goes. Yeah. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm really touched by how the passion that I have towards the Xbox 360 really resonated on that one particular episode, because as what Stubbs said, I was like, it looked like I was tearing up. And I felt like I was. Because it really is such a special console for me, and it's such a special console and a significant one in gaming history. But I ain't going to go into this as some sort of historian. I ain't going to go into this as some sort of person who is an expert in Xbox 360 or an expert in gaming in general. I'm just literally plonking myself down here in front of my PC with as much light as I possibly can, because it is 10 past 8 at night. And I just thought I'll just ramble on, see how it goes, and just record another one of these podcasts, from the retro podcasts. When I previously did it, I kind of did it where it was an amalgamation of news, my thoughts on my thoughts on a particular game in particular. I wasn't too keen on that, so I'm not particularly too proud of how the retro perspective, the first one I did, how it went down. I mean, there wasn't even a video version of it. I literally just done an audio recording. So I'm gonna try and have, if I do these more often, which I would like to do, I want it to be specific to one topic, like how this one is about the Xbox 360, and so maybe next time after this it'll be, I don't know, the PlayStation 2 or the Wii or something like, you know. And please, as a disclaimer, throughout this podcast, like usual, LOD perspective, you will probably encounter me drinking coffee, and you'll probably hear me gulp as well, because there's no other guys here to talk over me or to do anything, and I'm very lazy. I ain't gonna click mute, so you'll hear me probably slurp my coffee. I apologize. You'll probably hear me swear, and you'll probably hear me tell jokes about people's real names and everything. So it's pretty much the idea of this is just gonna be sit down, have a nice hot brew, and let's reminisce over our personal opinions over a particular topic. And again, this topic today is the Xbox 360. I've only got one cup of coffee to last throughout the whole of this. You never know, I may only record for 10 minutes. So, the Xbox 360. The initial thought which came from this was that I wanted to ask the guys a question. You may, if this is for anybody who hasn't heard any of the previous episodes before, on the actual LOD perspective, which is our mainstream show, I submitted a question when I wasn't available one week, asking the guys on their opinion, thoughts, and fondest memories, and the games and everything towards the Xbox 360, because during our break, usually we have a summer break, but during our break, the Xbox 360 store completely just shut down, and in my opinion, rendering the console pretty much dead. Pretty much killing off the console, because there's no additional value there. It's, definitely a retro one. I shouldn't say an additional value. There's lots of value to the console itself. It's just you're not going to get any more support from Xbox themselves. Therefore, it's pretty much they're killing off the server. They killed off the store. There's everything else. And I wanted to get the guys' opinions on it. And Hayden and Paul, they did a phenomenal job with their show. When it was just those two, and when they shared their memories, Stubbs and Lewis, I really do appreciate their memories. Of course, Stubbs, bless him, he couldn't fully remember. He just talked about his experience with Call of Duty and Gears of War. Lewis spoke about his Call of Duty and Spider-Man experiences on it. And I gave it a quick little overview, but again, it deserves its own little podcast. And from that, Hayden and Paul and Stubbs, they all pretty much said that let's I think we should probably either dedicate a whole show to it, or and I kind of alluded to as well when I was signing off, to doing one of these. And it looks like we're doing one of these. And yeah, the Xbox 360. I mean, let's just start off from the beginning. From the beginning of this, I'm not gonna fully play. Well, I say fully play. I would have played the usual LOD perspective introduction. I don't have some sort of fancy retro one, but before that, I'm gonna play the Xbox 360 loading screen. And my God, I've listened to the Xbox 360 loading screen, the Avatar creator music, the background music, throughout this past week. Oh my God, it's given me such serious nostalgia. I could cry because, in my personal opinion, the Xbox Series X and S, I mean, I've only got the X, that startup screen, as iconic of a sound that is, it fails in comparison to the Xbox 360. Even just the intro animation, where you have like the silver ball and the Xbox just kind of imprinting, and then as you get that iconic vroom, you see it kind of like dig in. It's like Xbox is digging its claws into you, and where the gamers are the sphere, and Xbox 360 is just, and the X is just digging into you, because as soon as you pick up an Xbox 360, back then you didn't want to put it down, which was the case of me and millions of others. Say millions again, Tom. Why don't you? But so iconic. Probably not the best startup screen. There's a lot of iconic startup screens, which, I mean, Jesus, I'm pretty sure me and the guys can go. Actually, that's a good question. I'm just going to pose a question to the guys, and we're going to like rank our top 5 startup screens. Oh God, I'm just genius right now. Yeah, so on that one as well, forget about that one. The startup screen, absolutely iconic. It is so just, it really hits you right here in the chest, in the heart. And it just makes you want to game, God damn it. It is so incredible. And, oh God, I'm just literally getting nostalgia overview right now. Just literally overwhelming, not overview, overwhelming from nostalgia, because that was my pre-teens, teenage years. PlayStation 2 was my childhood. The Xbox 360 was my pre-teens and teenage years. I had my first ever Xbox. It was the classic white one, and I wish I never got rid of it, and I can't remember for the likes of me how it kind of got lost. And it didn't get lost. It's no longer in my possession. I have one here which my wife bought when we first got together, because she came down and saw me for the first time, and then we played a bit of Xbox 360. She's not a gamer at all. Bless her. She's a gamer's wife and she's proud of it. But so she was so convinced that she bought an Xbox 360, and she bought like a Splinter Cell game, Conviction I think it is, as well as like Forza Motorsports 2, as well as I think Sims 3 Pets as well. That was another one. But my God, when I first bought that one, and I told you all on that previous episode how I was able to get it at a cheaper price because someone tried to shaft me, I was given 2 games that went with it. There was a Need for Speed one, which I can't remember. My disc collection's over there, and I was supposed to get it ready in preparation for this, but I was too busy setting up Streamlabs, so I forgot to go get my disc collection, which I'll probably cut and probably do getting them in. But I had 2 games, as well as a demo disc, the arcade, which I still have, which has it has 2 demos on it, and it has a demonstrational video. From what I can remember, is that it was set up where it was like a laboratory, like 3 people in lab coats were discussing and showcasing the Xbox 360 in a very comical way. I can't fully remember it, but I think for some reason they get like a Bunsen burner or something, and it was just so artsy fartsy and so camp and so funny. But and I think I watched it a handful of times. But the main thing that really hooked me from that arcade one was the demos. Now, from what I can remember, there was like 3 or 4 demos. 2 of them were like very indie gamey. One of them was like a remastered of like Frogger. The other one I think is something like Tetris or Bejeweled, something like that. But there was 2 which I really, really enjoyed playing the most. And one was on that disc. It was a Viva Pinata demo, which me and my friend Kyle was just obsessed with, just obsessed with, just Viva Pinata in general, because he had the games Trouble in Paradise and the original Viva Pinata, and I only had the demo disc. But I went around Carl's and we were literally just rubbed my careful now, just rubbed my arm against the microphone. So I apologize if you heard that. So we would just spam Viva Pinata for many hours. We would literally, and I just remember as well, part of this demo was because a part of Viva Pinata, you literally just, you got a shovel, you got the watering can, you got the sprinkle of the seeds and everything. But I didn't realize until I think Kyle or maybe my friend Ashley, who helped me get that Xbox 360, that you can actually whack pinatas, or whack the tutorial woman with the bloody shovel. And every time I would whack the woman who's giving me the tutorial, she'd literally just look at me deadpan, pissed off, wag her finger and just went, and it was just so hilarious. But me and Carl, we would spend many hours playing. We spent many hours playing Viva Pinata, as well as Saints Row, which is the other game which I got when I first got my Xbox 360. It was like a bundle from the guy. And we would just spend many hours just playing Viva Pinata. We would go out and catch different type of pinatas, kind of like what Bug Snacks was. No, obviously it's not. Well, I suppose it was kind of like Bug Snacks, but back in the day, much better in my personal opinion. But the beautiful thing is that it stemmed like this little nickname that Carl had for me. And because you could use Yam to get one of the pinatas, I can't remember which one. It's been so long, and I can't bring myself to play Viva Pinata because I miss Kyle and I miss that like year 8, year 9 experience overall. Because it was literally just careless, carefree, and all we do is just we go around each other's houses, and you come around mine, we played GTA 4, I go around his, we played Saints Row 2 or Viva Pinata. Not Saints Row 2, Saints Row 1 or Viva Pinata or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We'd give the pinata Yam, and it was just so incredible. It was so hilarious as well. And obviously my full name is not just Thom, it's Thomas. And then he just started calling me Yamas, because I think I remember just spamming Yam trying to get all these different types of pinatas. And so he'd go, "Hey, Yamas," as well as some other nicknames as well, like cunt face. I think I apologized. I think I made I bloody well hope I did. I said we may be swearing leading up to in this particular podcast. It's just one of those things. I try my best to be professional, but I can't guarantee it. But there was a lot of fun memories of Viva Pinata with Carl, and I know this kind of stemmed from my discussion about the fucking demo disc. But the other game on the demo disc as well was Uno, which is a game which I love. Heather loves. We love to play the card version. I even purchased the bloody Xbox One version of Uno. It's fantastic. So I'd spam all that time on the demo disc. Mainly playing Uno and Viva Pinata, and I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. But when I had that first Xbox 360, I think, just in general, I think the console itself, as well as the controller, are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The classic white ones. I've got a black one, I'm not that much of a fan of the black one in comparison to the white one. I love the black one. It's better. It's the slimmer one. It's not the elite one. It's like the updated one, the middle of the road one. But my God, that chunky white fucking box. Holy shit, where you had to, because on the black one you got to like hover your finger over the eject button, but on the Xbox 360, the white one, you literally got to push it in and it will come out. Oh man, it's so classic that is. And the hard drive wasn't inside the actual console itself; it was sat on top. Holy crap! Just the console itself, you got like literally pop it in, and there was a little thumb button which you press if you wanted to remove it to upgrade your storage or anything. Oh my god, I remember being so upset. Why was I so upset with the hard drive? There was a reason why I was so upset with the hard drive that I took it off the top of the Xbox 360. This is before I had to replace it for like a black one, where the hard drive is on the inside. I think it is. No, the hard drive on the black one is kind of like slid in, so you got to literally pull off the grates on the top and it slides in. That's the one. But this one, it was the old one where it literally sits on top. I was so upset with it. Why was I so upset with it? Anyway, either or, I took out the hard drive for some reason, and I'm not a DIY person, and I was too lazy to even look up what I was pissed off about. And I just started to unscrew with like these little tiny little uh, tiny little screwdrivers and just completely tore apart the hard drive. But of course, it didn't work soon after, and I was so pissed. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why. It was just why? Why would I think to take off the hard drive and start messing with it? I genuinely have no idea. But I did, and it didn't work, and all my saves were gone. All my music which I was put on there was gone. All the save, yeah, all the saves are gone. Everything was just completely kaput. And I remember begging to get I think it was my dad or my mum. I was like begging, I've got no way to save my games. Well, I suppose, was there a little bit of an internal? No, that was it. I was like, there's no way for me to save my games. I need a new hard drive. No, Tom, that's too damn expensive. You shouldn't have fucked around with it in the first place. Fair enough. So I remember begging for like a USB dongle to save my games on. And I got it in the end. And it worked brilliantly. It was phenomenal. But then eventually that one went kaput, and then I had to get a black one from Toys R Us, which came with Sega Superstar Tennis, which is actually a very good game, very enjoyable. It's up there with like Mario Tennis. Oh, but I just remember that little USB stick. I think it only had like 8 gigs or something like that. It wasn't really that much, but it was enough. I swear this occurred, and I may be wrong, but when GTA 5 came out in 2013, it came in 2 discs, and you had to download it on disc 1 in order to play it, and then you could play it with disc 2, and I swear I was able to split the download where I had like at least, because it saved in like data files in like different chunks. It must have been like 8. And I think I had like 8 on the USB stick, which took up the whole USB stick, I swear. And then I had like the rest of it on like the actual hard drive. I have no idea why. I don't even know why I did that. I specifically remember that occurring, and I hope it is true where that was possible. Yeah, but my God, no, that console. Sorry, I'm literally got my little notes here, handwritten and everything. It's quite messy actually, but it says here the console and the controller. But the console's beautiful, and my setup as well. Because Paul had his not USB, he had, oh, there goes the coaster. He had the Wi-Fi dongle that you initially needed in order to connect wirelessly to the internet. Now, that's something that the later installments of the 360s didn't require. But of course, that it did back then. However, I was such a lucky bugger that my dad and my uncle literally, I don't know where they got this massive LAN cable, but they went to my mum's bedroom, which was on the top floor, the front of the house, And my bedroom was situated in the garage, very similar to like this. So you know how garages have like the garages right next to the house, kind of goes out a bit, similar to this. It was like that, and then they managed to get this massive like Ethernet cable, go through the wall, come around, go around the whole back, and my room was on the other side, so they had to go on top of the roof of like the little outhouse slash garage, go down, drill in, and it was plugged into my Xbox. And speaking of which, to this day, well, it wasn't plugged directly into it. There was like they did say, yeah, no, it was plugged in directly. It plugged directly into my Xbox 360. So theoretically, to this day, that Ethernet cable's still there. Huh. I've never really thought about that before, but it's still theoretically is. If no one's, I guarantee someone's removed it now, but it's still there to this day. But it was incredible because I never had to buy anything like that. And I remember my friends at the time having to buy that. So I was able to connect to the internet. I was able to, join my friends online and everything. but I remember joining my friends online for the first time. It was incredible. I begged my dad to pay for Xbox Gold. And back then, you didn't get games with gold. You didn't get Game Pass. It was literally just online access. And it was like 50 quid a year for a year's membership. And my dad bought that for me, and he bought it for me for every birthday. That's all I wanted. To join my friends with Call of Duty, Saints Row, GTA 4, 1 versus 100, if you remember that one. But I never had a headset. So I mean, yeah, I got a cable one here. It's going back behind me. I'm trying to hide it. But I never had one. I never had that cheap one which would plug in. And I just remember joining my friends online. And we were playing Call of Duty World of War. And they were just like, okay, we're gonna, and yeah, obviously the quality's terrible. So like, okay, we're just gonna go this way. We're gonna go. It's probably not that bad, but it wasn't as good as like this microphone is. Even though this mic's not the best. It's a Blue Yeti, by the way. God, it's served me well. This has. This probably been with my possession since 2018. Yeah, wow. Anyway, so I was literally there just listening in, and then I'd have to be like, so they were like, okay, Tom, you go and I can't remember what the bloody maps were. It was that one with the little huts. We all had the I think it was a free DLC where it was the Makita night. Not Makita. What is it? It's the one with the huts, but there was a night version which we all got. So we were all on that, and they were like, okay, yeah, Cameron, you go there, you go to the east side. Liam, you go to the west side. Josh, you go down to south, and Tom, you just stay central, something like that. And I didn't have a headset to reply, and I didn't have one of those keyboards which would slot into the base and you would click upon. I became a master of that, by the way. And I wish I still had it, but I gave it to my sisters. They might still have it, and I need to contact them but to see if they still have it, but I highly doubt it. So I just remember being like running around, okay, dive, shoot, da-da-da-da-da. They asked me a direct question. Shit, push the middle button. The dashboard comes. No, the dashboard comes up. No, the menu comes up. The dashboard's the actual main menu. So so the little menu comes up, and I'm having to like scroll, go down, click chat, direct message. Okay, I'm going to da da da, and I'd be dead like 5 times because it was online play. You couldn't pause, and that's the beauty of Xbox 360. Was my introduction to online play. But going back to the console, my God, I'm floating everywhere today. Well, not today. I'm floating everywhere because I love the console so much, and there's just so much memories and so much I want to talk about it. But my God, it was such a beautiful console, just to look at. And as I mentioned, I never got the Red Ring of Death. I mentioned on the previous episode. I never got the Red Ring of Death. I did get the one red light where it was overheated a few times, and I think that probably might have been why I had to replace it. But the controller. Now, someone who, at that point, only had the PlayStation 1, 2, the N64 controller, and the Sega Mega Drive controller from growing up. Excuse me. That was the only ones I really were exposed to. So I never really had, never really played the GameCube, never really played the Xbox original, and I never had like a NES or a SNES. Although we did have a SNES, so I probably was. I guarantee I played the SNES a few times, but not to an extent as like the Mega Drive back then. So I wasn't really. I mean, I was aware of it, of the Xbox and everything, but I wasn't exposed to that type of controller before. But I remember holding it for the first time and thinking, my God, this is so light. Because it was my first wireless one as well. Despite having the batteries on the back, which kind of added a little bit of weight to it. But I thought it was incredibly light. I thought it was incredibly ergonomic. And I thought that was one of the most comfortable controllers of all time, the Xbox 360. Not my most favourite one. If you listened to the podcast a few times before, you'd know which one my favourite is. But my God, it was so comfortable, and I would literally just rest my palms in it for hours, just playing along. And yeah, I miss that one for some reason. I don't know what it is. It's the Xbox Series, and with the Xbox One and the Xbox Series controller, just doesn't feel the same. It's probably more durable, but it just doesn't feel the same. It's larger, but it's not more comfortable. I feel it's more ergonomic for me personally on the Xbox 360 controller. One of my favorite controllers of all time, and I can't really much else to say about the controller and the console other than it's really beautiful and it's a thing of art and it needs to be preserved. Oh yeah, Blade's dashboard. I mentioned how I loved the Blade's dashboard. There we go. Sorry, my PC just completely went dark then. It's because I haven't even touched the mouse or anything. I completely cacked my pants. It probably showed up on the video. Take a sip of coffee. Calm down. Blade's dashboard. The best dashboard. The best UI ever. User interface, main menu for any console ever. It's so. Looking back at it, it was so with the times, but so futuristic. And I have no idea why I even think that. But it is in my mind. It's futuristic, but it was so mid 2000s, early 2010s. No, early 20. Well, that wasn't early 2020s. Oh my God, I forgot what the dashboard that came after, where it was all like in the distance, and then as if you scrolled up, it was like boom, 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 and it got closer to you, and it just kind of went round and around. But I missed the Blade's dashboard. The simplistic profile pictures that were there, the ones that you could select and everything. Oh my God, I remember my first username, TWild95, very bog standard. I still kind of use that to this day. But I was convinced by Josh S. I won't give full last names. I'm quite good at remembering people's names and useless shit. Josh, and I was talking to Josh. I was like, Josh, I don't like my username anymore. It's too boring, and plus, it's too much like my name. I want something else because he had XL Killers, XL Stigs. There was so many other ones, and oh God, I miss those guys so much. And I was like, I want something. I need something else. Oh, what can I have? What can I have? And so stupid. But I recently watched like an old clip of like 1994, 1995 WWF wrestling, and I thought it was so cool that there was a wrestler called The Goon, which was a hockey player. And I was like, Josh, what do you think of The Goon? And he went, yeah, Goon's alright, but you need something else. You need something more. I was like, okay, so we racked our brains for a little bit. We were playing I can fully remember this. We were playing two completely different games. I don't know what I was on. And he just goes, well, what about Unmasked? And I was like, so The Goon Unmasked? Yeah, The Goon Unmasked. And I thought, and I just remember being like, yeah. Looking back at it now, it's a fucking terrible name. The Goon Unmasked. So I just thought, yeah, go on then. So I can't remember how many Microsoft points, because you didn't have it directly to your card. You had to buy the Microsoft points before, as credit, so then you can pay for things. And I just remember paying for it, and to this day on my Xbox 360, my gamer tag, which I use now on the Xbox, is not the same as my Xbox 360. Because I can't bloody remember the email or the password. So I don't know how, because when I came up here, I remember logging into it. Can I remember it now? Can I bugger? I could probably go on it and probably find out, but I ain't going to put it on my series. Yeah, the Goon Unmasked. My God. And plus, it's a product of its time, and it's a little bit of personal history for me if I keep the Goon Unmasked alive. Speaking of keeping things alive, which is just absolutely just disturbing to think about, is the avatars. They will forever be sleeping. When I go on and I see Killers, Stig's, Ryan's, both Ryan's profile, Lee, his profile, Charlie, my God, Charlie, what a great guy, Rob, Danny, Cameron, trying to think who else there is. I probably missed him out, and I apologize if for whatever reason you're listening to this. Their avatars will be sleeping forevermore. And I remember going online multiple times and seeing all their avatars. That was my social platform. I've never really was on Facebook. I never had Twitter, never had Instagram. I do have Twitter, but back then, I was never on Facebook. I wasn't on MySpace. I had the Xbox 360. And I remember going on and seeing them all there, seeing what game they're playing, seeing the outfits that they purchase for their avatars. And yeah, the Xbox there has its avatars, but yeah, you don't see them on the new Xbox. But this was something else. This was special. This was a virtual you. And I remember mine so much. I purchased a few little bits and pieces here and there. But I remember seeing everyone like having... I can't remember what else there was, but I can't remember specifically what outfits they had, but they spent their Microsoft points on full outfits, the emotions, like how some of them you can buy a surfboard or a skateboard, and you could just have your person go along on that, the unicorn. And I'll never get that again. I've got my friends with the LOD perspective. I love them dearly. I really love them dearly, and I wish I could spend more time with them. Even before I had a child, I wish I could have dedicated more time to play with them. But nothing will beat that feeling of going online, seeing everybody there, and getting a message. Hey, you're online, come on. And we, in our little group, because we were the nerds, man. We were the nerds until we all had girlfriends, and then we'd kind of split. Sometimes they would message me. Other times I'd message them on a Saturday or a Sunday. Just a good morning. And they'd message me back. Good morning. God, I'd never really sat down and thought about this until now. I've watched the Grand Tour, the last one, that's very reflective, and now I'm reflecting. And Jeremy Clarkson spoke about how you do something for the last time without even realizing it. I once sent my last good morning to him. We as a group had our last game of Call of Duty. We as a group had our last game, Saints Row 2, GTA 4. Yeah, but the avatars were incredible. And seeing their avatars. Yeah. That was a special time. And if you bought a whole fucking outfit, you were like flashing your cash. Oh man. I mean, I get it. We had Mii's and Xbox 360. We had avatars, and I think Mii's are more iconic. But my God, the Xbox avatars were just so special to me. I finished my coffee now. Got nothing else. Okay. Oh Jesus, I got a list of like games and everything here, which I'll probably stop, get my things and get my discs and have a look through those. But I got here the store, DLC, and my first experiences of online play. I can't fully go back to tell you when I first went on online. I can't remember. But I just remember... I remember pitching to my mum, because she was like, Tom, go out and play. You know, touch some grass. No, sorry, that was my dad, because I was the one convincing him. And then my mum was backing up with me, saying, "No, come on, Duncan. This is what he does to socialize. This is how he spends his time with his friends. Going on Red Dead Redemption with Ryan, going to that nunnery. I know, bad man. Going to the nunnery with Ryan as he read like a road. We both rode on a donkey, but his was a zebra pattern. I go on Saints Row 2 with Charlie. Oh God, Saints Row 2 with Charlie and with Joe. Joe Temple, my God, what a beautiful person he was. Not physically, not knocking him, but inside, my God, he was a good friend. We got on Saints Row 2, and I'd pretend to be like Lieutenant Frank Drebin from the Naked Gun or the Police Squad, and I'd like monologue like it was 7 p.m. and I was walking through the car park as I turned around and had the car charge after me, and then Charlie would be the guy in the car charging after my character, and I have to jump out of the way. It was just so brilliant. I don't know where I was going. I was just kind of rattling off more online experience, but I never experienced. Now, people talk about back in the day where Call of Duty players were very racist, very toxic. I am very lucky that from what I can remember, I never encountered anyone who hurled any abuse at me, who sent me a message saying, you suck, kill yourself, or something like that. And I know there's people are out there who did that. We were all kids at the time. They didn't mean it. But no, I know I actually encountered a lot of pleasant people. I remember playing Call of Duty World at War, playing online, and everyone was radio silent, except for one person, who I think he must have been like 14, 13, pre-teen. And he was from Ireland. And he was talking like that, "Hello everybody, how you doing?" And I thought, fuck it. I'll join him. So then we had a great game session. We chatted and everything. Although I did put on an Irish accent, and he generally thought, well, he probably was playing along with it. He knew, see right through it. But I said, "Oh, I'm from Dublin or Belfast or something like that. Tighty. Mark is gonna kill me." And I just made a good friend with him. And then we'd go on GTA 4. And then we'd fuck. I'm sorry. I just remember that we were going on GTA 4, and I would I'd be Mr. Rogers, not Irish. I do my little Mr. Rogers impression. I can't for the life of me remember how Mr. Rogers sounded like right now, but I did a Mr. Rogers impression. I'd walk around and Joe again. He'd be my slut. So it was, even though he was a dude and everything, he'd dress and all that. It was just so funny. We'd just walk around and talk to people and everything. But GTA 4, there's a real big thing about GTA 4 which I love, But before I get to that, I just remembered with me and Joe, because you could set up races, can't you? Where you can race in a car, bike, or whatever. And it was no, yeah, it was four of us. It was four of us, and me, Joe, and two other people, and it was in Times Square. And we were just racing on Fagios. You know, it was all terrible, slow shit and everything. And so I remember Joe getting off his Fagio, going to a bus, hijacking a bus, and it was perfect. Because we were driving down, like where it splits. I was driving down here, and the guy was in front of me. And then from like round the corner at the end, you just see Joe in the bus, and he would just scream, going, "Arr!" And he just creamed the fucking guy. And obviously he let me go, and I won. Oh, man. But the store itself, I thought back then was incredible. The idea that I can go online. It was, I mean, I hate digital purchases now. But it was like, hold on, you're telling me I can go online and I can buy a game? I don't have to leave my house? It was incredible. And then I remember there was a music app from the store, which was, it wasn't Spotify. I wish I remember what it was called. But essentially you just go on and you add music and you can shuffle it. I don't think you can select a particular song to play. I don't think it was that advanced. But then you play it and it was in the background. This is alongside with you inputting your own music and having it on the hard drive. Which mine were just wrestling themes. Because I, as you all may know, I'm a massive wrestling fan. And I didn't realize until SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, you can put in your own music for both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. But for me, there was the Xbox 360. Install your own music, make a playlist, and on that playlist, it will play it's available to select as an entrance theme. So I go around my dad's every Wednesday, clickety clackety click, YouTube to MP3 VPN, VPN.com, or is it DVD Video Soft? And I download a ton of wrestling themes. I'd have Sergeant Slaughter, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Voodoo Child Hulk Hogan, so I can have two versions of it. Hollywood Hogan and all that. And I think that might have been why the hard drive was completely filled. But anyway, so there was that app which you could play music from, and I just remember finding it so hilarious to have Eric Idle from Monty Python. He had this song called Fuck Christmas. Yeah. But the one thing as well from the store, which I thought was just incredible, is that you can buy movies. I never bought a movie on the Xbox, but I rented Kick-Ass. I watched it in the cinema with Mitch, Kyle, and another kid, I can't remember, and I loved it. I really, really loved it, and I wanted to be that girl superhero who was taught with her father with a massive collection of guns and knives. I wanted to be her, and I just thought, son, I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna watch it again, and I paid for it. I rented it. So stupid because it was a waste of money because I had the DVD like a couple of years later. But it was incredible that you could do that at the time. Going from the Xbox to PlayStation. I don't know. I know there's some sort of way you can play online on those, but I don't know how. I don't know to this day, and I don't really want to know because that's not the way I knew of it growing up. It was all offline, and if you want to play multiplayer, it had to be split screen. So to go from that leap, it felt like, we were living in another time. Power of the internet. My God. It was like when I got Wi-Fi for the first time. I remember just bursting at the seams. because the fucking videos that I would watch back in the day of GTA San Andreas conspiracy theories actually loaded up nicely. Beautiful. And now I could go online, buy DLC for SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, get Earthquake, Doink, Vader, and the Bushwhackers as an addition. You know, it was ridiculous in the most beautiful way. And I rented Kick-Ass, and I could play with my friends. I could talk to my friends. I can make new friends. I don't have to leave the house. It was amazing. I can't wait, and I wish I had it back. It's not good to dwell on the past, as Gandalf says, or is it Dumbledore? One of them, bearded guy. But that's what this is all about. Didn't realise how good we had it back then, eh? Didn't realise how good we had it. So I listed 4 games which are specific to online play. And then I got a bunch of games here. Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty a lot. A lot. Because my friends did. I wasn't really any good. I mainly played Modern Warfare 2. Because when Modern Warfare 3 came out and the rest of them, and Black Ops, oh my god, Black Ops. No, it was Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2. Lewis and I would play Modern Warfare 2 with Liam and Josh and Lee. And I remember my mum getting me that one because Sainsbury's had it on for cheap. So brand spanking new, when it came out, Sainsbury's had an advert on the TV. And instead of whatever the usual price was, they were selling it for £28.99. Kyle, my friend I mentioned before, he had it before me. And I remember going around his house and just playing it and just being absolutely dumbfounded and in awe. And of course, no Russian. But Call of Duty Online play for Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops was the height of Call of Duty for me. I love zombies to this day. Call of Duty Zombies is the best. I'm not one of these people like Dan or Brandon or Hayden who are just absolute legends. I spent a whole Friday night playing with those guys. They are fucking machines. I kept dying left, right, and centre, and they had to keep reviving my ass. And that was a fun night. Even spoke about hemorrhoids. It was so good. I wish I could join them. I would love to join them again. Really do. I can't wait to join. I can't wait to play with the guys for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. That's going to be fun. But yeah, no, Call of Duty was brilliant. Modern Warfare 2, playing Rust, 360 no scope. Christ. But Black Ops, right? Me, Danny, and Rob was obsessed with 5. JFK, Richard Nixon, Robert McNamara, and Fidel Castro. We would, and I think one of the main reasons why I failed maths in that year, I mean, I'm terrible with maths and it was I'm doomed to fail, was because us 3 would talk about 5, as well as ASDF movie. Haha, they told me I could never teach a llama to drive. Cut to a llama driving. Meh, no, llama, no. And it drives off a cliff. And then we speak about that little intro movie. Sounds like someone breaking in. It's just a storm, Dick. Settle down. And I remember Danny just calling Mr. Sweet, our math teacher. He called him Mr. Sweat. Mr. Sweat on kids as well. He drew bloody orcs, and he was a hell of an artist. Draw orcs. He drew his fat cat trying to push itself through his cat flap. And he said to Mr. Sweet, after he gave him a bollocking, no, he gave him a bollocking because he was late, and all that Danny just turns to him and he goes, "It's just a storm, Dick. Settle down." And Mr. Sweet was so confused. It was incredible. Oh man. Yeah, we were gonna make YouTube videos. So stupid. So stupid. Um, what the fuck was that? Just hearing stuff. So there's Call of Duty. That was the main one. Saints Row 2 was another big one. I love Saints Row 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It is just phenomenal. But Saints Row 2 online play was another level. Me, Joe, Josh, Charlie, we were the ones. They were the main. We were the main four, and of course, it's such a shame because you can only play two players online. And for example, I remember, and I did all those monologuing things, which I did a lot with Charlie. Um, but me and Joe, oh fuck, GTA 4 is probably the biggest one with all these stupid memories. But me and Charlie, we had the UFO, and because it was flimsy as all hell, you could take the UFO and pretty much do that. And we were just jokingly talking about, like sex and everything. And my character was having sex with his character, and he just literally waggled his stick, and the whole UFO just went like that to represent it. So stupid. We then go around like in that lab inside the mountain. We go to the university district. We'd race each other. We use the cheats for slow-mo. I throw all those sentinels, C4 remote explosives, there we go, on a ramp. Charlie would drive up it, slow motion, boom, 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 and it would just flip. It's hilarious. Great music in Saints Row 2 as well. Not the best radio in gaming history, but very good. I'll get to GTA 4 in a minute. But who can remember 1 versus 100? What a game. What a game. And I am shocked that they didn't bring it back. At least not yet. As of the 14th of September 2024, it has not returned since the Xbox 360. Essentially, you have one person on the podium against 100 people asking questions. Me and my friends, we thought, well, sorry, it's free. We'll go ahead. We'll go along with it. And we were shit. But the stupid answers we would come up with, I can't remember, but I just remember literally laughing my ass off with them. Hoping that I would get, hoping that I would get chosen to be the one to go against 100. I wouldn't have won. But if you won on that, if you won like a certain amount of rounds or however long, or go however long you need to go, you would then win games, you would win Microsoft points, you win certain things. And it was just beautiful. But yeah, no. That was just me saying, please bring it back, Xbox. And then GTA 4 for the online. I mean, GTA 4 was a phenomenal game, or is a phenomenal game. And episodes of Liberty City, even better. But my god, the online play. That is where, for me, online play, Xbox 360, was the pinnacle. Although a lot of my time was on wrestling games. Every year I get one. Oh, bloody thing. Stupid thing. Every year I get a new wrestling game and then I go online and I download all the creative wrestlers because my creative wrestlers were terrible. I'd create Skinner, if you double points for yourself if you remember who that is. Skinner from like 1992. And I once uploaded it and someone commented saying, this is crap. And it's true. So I downloaded so many people on there. But GTA 4, everyone, and I guarantee if anybody played GTA 4 back in the day, you'd know this. You would always go to the airport. Everyone was at the airport. And I saw a comment, because I wanted to listen to the Ballad of Gay Tony theme, which is a hell of a theme. I would have that gladly as my ringtone. Speaking of ringtones, GTA 4, the ringtones you can get. Like an old woman falling and breaking her hip, lesbians, money, you know, America's Next Top Hooker theme. So stupid. But yeah, everyone go to the airport. Everyone try and get a helicopter and just blow the smithereens out of each other. And that's what we do. That's what we do. But Kyle and I, we would go around, go to a strip club. Of course. Go around, shooting people, get 5 stars, see how long you can last. That old chestnut. Me, Charlie, Joe, Josh. Me, Charlie, Joe, Josh. No, it wasn't Josh, it was Lee. We were obsessed with the A-Team. None of us watched it. We just loved the theme and the concept. So we would drive around in a van and we'd just play the A-Team theme over our microphones and just go around pretending to, you know, solve problems, solve crimes, beat the bad guys. Even though it was just fucking stupid, we're just blowing shit up. I think I was Hannibal. No, I wasn't Hannibal. Charlie was Hannibal. I was Face. Lee was Howler Mad Murdoch, and Joe was B.A. Baracus. He's the palest white guy ever. Thin too. So he just complete opposite of Mr. T. So we do that for hours. But my most favourite game that we've ever played, GTA 4 game, because we came up with a few bits and pieces games wise. Catch the illegal immigrant. We would all turn off the minimap. We would all split up. We'd somehow make a, I think, eeny, meeny, miny, mo out of who was going to be the immigrant, the illegal immigrant, and the rest were going to be anti-immigrant agency or whatever they're called. And they try and hunt the other person down, but the other person had to give clues like every couple of minutes of where they were. And I was the best. I was the best. Never caught. I was never caught. I remember being on top of the Get a Life building. And I just told them, yeah, you gotta get a life. And they were like, he said, fucking get a life, get a life. And by that point where they were like, oh shit, there he is, I already got on my helicopter and I started to fly away. And I waited. I waited for them to come and find me. And I come back round. And I just, terrible aim. Never get them. I'd shoot the top of the building and I'd peg it. And I peg it up to the top of the third island across. Drive all the way down across the bridge into Central Park. Oh, and they never found me. Speaking of Central Park, GTA 4, one great thing. So stupid. I would take a car and go around the river or the lake that they got there. And I would try to hit people. And I would give myself a point each time they go over the barrier into the water. Anything else was considered a failure in my mind. Good God. What a console. What a console. What a great experience I had from that one console. I would have... A lot of them grew up. A lot of my good friends grew up. And I remember Carl in particular. He'd grow up. He'd still have his Xbox. But we naturally kind of split. Because when we reached year 10, we had to go into separate tutor groups. And I remember him saying, come on, yeah, come out, it'll be fun. And I was like, yeah, cool, this is going to be like old times. I went out with Kyle. And he met up with some other people. We met up with some other people from school. I never really was close to them, never really liked them. And all we did is that we just went to a park and he smoked weed. He smoked weed. I don't do that. I don't really drink. And the same thing goes with the likes of Liam and Cameron. I remember I came back home from doing BMYP, which is a musical theatre group. And they're like, come on out, come out, come out. It's like, yeah, sure. Sit in the golf course and drink and smoke. I never wanted that. I'm nearly 30. And I never wanted that. And I'm thinking back on how I just wanted my friends to still be the way that I am. I've always been the same. Where I just wanted to play my games. I just wanted to play my games with my friends. And they were too busy getting pissed at 16, 17. And I knew how to party. But deep down, I don't want that. I just wanted my friends. I wanted to play Catch the Illegal Immigrant. I wanted to pretend to be A-Team. I want to go on 1 versus 100. I want to go on Call of Duty and take the piss out of Ashley Reeks. I said the guy's whole name. I'm going to have to redact that. Watch me forget. Oh God, he's such a nerdy little kid. And he used to talk like this. He was absolutely hilarious guy. And we like the same things. I'm, great guy. But I used to take the piss out of him. And he looked like such a little nerd. He had glasses, long hair. And we go on Call of Duty and I'd just be like, hello guys, I'm Ashley. I'm going to go and try and win this match for us with my calculator. I get really close to the mic as well. It's so stupid. But they grew up. And I never really grew up that way. I reluctantly grew up wanting my old friends to stay the same as me. Because you take me now at 28 years old, plonk me down in replacement and replace 14-year-old me. Oh, I would still have a hell of a time. Before I finish for the day, because I'm going to do this in 2 parts, I'm going to just literally say this one last little hilarious bit about Saints Row the Third, me and Joe. And then tomorrow, if I can, I'm probably going to go through this list of games which I got here, discuss them, and then that'll be it. But my God, Saints Row the Third, when that was announced, because we were all obsessed with Saints Row 2, we loved it. We spoke nothing non-stop about Saints Row the Third. Eventually, all of us, when it came out, we were all disappointed. But we were all talking about the possibilities, where they're going to go with this and everything. And then as they release more and more information, like how you had that shark gun or how you had the penetrator, which was hilarious to us at the time. Joe and I would talk so much about stupid shit about it all. And one of the reasons why I failed science was because me and Joe, we literally doodle the penetrator and characters in Saints Row the Third. It's so stupid. 2 seconds, I just quickly need to answer this. There we go. So we literally just spent all of our time talking about Saints Row the Third, doodling the penetrator, doodling Johnny Gat in science. And another reason, again, why I, failed in science is because of all those doodles, as well as playing other games which I cannot get into. And Joe and I would literally, once we found out, well, I fucking forgot about this classic thing. With Joe on GTA 4. We would literally, right, we'd love going into a strip club. We're horny little preteens. And we were driving past the strip club. And Joe and I were like, yeah, what are we going to do? And Joe goes, you know exactly where we're going. And I was like, oh, yeah, I know where we're going. And he goes, bingo. And I fucking lost my shit. I pissed myself laughing because it was so unexpected. I'm here thinking we're going to go to a strip club. But instead Joe said we're going to go and play bingo. It's so stupid. Fucking bingo. And another thing that we would do, Joe and I, we would play ambulance. So anytime when we were driving along, Saints Row 2, Saints Row the 3rd, GTA 4, we literally would just see an ambulance and we'd scream, ambulance, 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 and then we'd go after it and destroy it. Funny. I mentioned before that GTA 5 came out on the Xbox 360. That's actually not listed here as the games to cover. As much as I mean, it was a big thing. But I never actually played GTA 5 with my old school friends. Because at that point, we all split. I went to sixth form for a year. Some of them stayed on when GTA 5 came out. Others went to college, other places. Some went to go find work. But thinking back on how goofy we were then in the setting of GTA 4, in the setting of GTA 5, GTA Online being what it is on the Xbox 360, or what it was on the Xbox 360, we would have torn up some... We would have caused a lot of carnage. Like, a lot of carnage. But it's not all sad. I'll wrap up on this with my Xbox 360 for this section. I had, when I was doing the peak of BG4G Hub, which was a review website for anyone who doesn't know. It's gone now, it's long dead. That'll be a retro perspective. Paul and I will have a 2-person show where we talk about BG4G Hub and we'll spill the tea. Tell you what, since I'm staying around Paul's when I come down for EGX, yes, I'm coming down for EGX, by the way, for the whole weekend. I'll just turn on my camera and we'll just get pissed and we'll talk about BG4G Hub and we'll just badmouth everyone. I had a message on Twitter from Joe something. And all it said was, "Hi Tom, can you help me write a review on Saints Row 2, which was both of our favourite game?" My dumbass didn't think too much. Said, "Yeah, sure, what do you want to talk about it?" And I thought, hold on, Joe, Saints Row 2. This isn't Joe Temple, by the way. He said, yeah. We got back in contact. I lost contact again. Not too long after. Not now I've lost contact. But like 2019, 2020, 2021, 2021. That was it. We got back. He added me on PlayStation. We went online. Red Dead Redemption 2. Hooked up the microphone. And I said, "Hello, Joe?" And I remember him saying, "Oh my God, I'm actually talking to Thom Wild." Because I went missing. And to this day, I'm still kind of missing because they can't find me on Twitter. They can't find me on Facebook. I'm not there anymore. But for that short period of time, before I had my massive fucking breakdown, and I came off Facebook and Twitter and everything, I got back in contact with the majority of people. I enjoy Facebook for that, though. I just don't like it. There's a lot of people there that I don't want to get back in contact with. But I had that session with Joe where he was updating me about the likes of everybody. And I feel blessed that I'm sat here right now before I even forget the Xbox 360, before I even forget those beautiful people that I've had in my life, before I get overwhelmed with anything else or something else comes up. I feel blessed and so honored I'm able to sit here, talk about how much it means to me. It's been an hour and 11 minutes. I haven't even started into the actual games themselves. But I feel honored because now I get to share my fun experiences and the legacy of the Xbox 360 with yourselves. And when Hunter's older, hopefully he becomes a gamer like me. He can watch this. I may have forgotten. And he can watch it. He's currently 7 weeks old. The legacy of the Xbox 360 for me isn't about the games. It isn't about renting Kick-Ass. It isn't about being able to pay for things digitally. It was about, and the legacy for me is my first experience of online play. And how wonderful when you got a close party. How wonderful it really, really is. And the Xbox 360 was just marvelous. Because I have all those precious memories which will never be taken away from me. And I have all those precious memories of what it was really like to have a... I was about to say what it was really like to have a good, close bunch of friends. And I've got a really small circle with Aiden, Paul, and Lou. But I'll be the first to admit that I don't try as much as I probably should, even before having Hunter. I don't go on and give him a text saying good morning. But, yeah. I really, really, really love the Xbox 360. I'm thankful for my time that I've had with it. One of a kind. Right. You know what? I may just split this into 2 parts. We shall see. Sod it, we will. I'm splitting this into 2 parts. Xbox 360 into 2 parts. I'm going to literally upload this one, and then I'm going to record the other one tomorrow, and I'm just going to go through the games. And it's going to be fan-fucking-tastic. Thank you ever so much for joining me here and allowing me to share my memories of the Xbox 360. I feel like I'm doing its legacy and the console justice. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.